Before we dive into today's fascinating tale, make sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up with our intriguing content. Our journey today takes us to the intriguing era of Indianization, a period marked by profound cultural, political, and economic change that swept across Southeast Asia. This wasn't just a transfer of goods or commodities. It was an exchange of ideas, beliefs, and systems of governance, a grand tapestry of interaction that forever shaped the region. One such story that stands out in this tapestry is of an Indian merchant. This isn't just any merchant, but one whose destiny was intertwined with the birth of a nation, a man who would ultimately become the first king of Cambodia. This is a tale of ambition, of power, and of a culture that left an indelible mark on Southeast Asian history. Now let's embark on a journey to ancient Cambodia, where our story begins. Our tale commences with an ambitious Indian merchant setting sail towards Southeast Asia. The allure of Southeast Asia was irresistible to Indian merchants, with its abundant natural resources, exotic spices, and the promise of lucrative trade. Our protagonist was no different, drawn to the potential riches and the thrill of discovery that lay beyond the horizon. The journey was not without its trials. They braved treacherous seas, uncertain weather, and the constant fear of the unknown. Yet they were buoyed by the promise of wealth and the adventure that lay ahead. These voyages were not just about trade, they were a conduit for the exchange of ideas, cultures, and religions. Hinduism and Buddhism, integral parts of Indian society, found new homes and interpretations in these far-off lands. Our protagonist, an ordinary merchant, embarked on this journey for trade. Little did he know, this journey would lead him to a destiny far beyond his wildest dreams. As our merchant's feet touched the Cambodian soil, a new chapter in his life was about to unfold. Emerging from the vast Indian subcontinent, he found himself amidst the verdant landscapes and serene water bodies of Cambodia. His first encounter was with the locals, a people with a distinct culture, yet open to new ideas and exchanges. He began to engage with them, trading goods, stories, and most notably, ideas. Over time, he became a familiar face in the local markets, his goods sought after, his stories a source of fascination. His influence seeped into the local culture and economy as he introduced new practices and perspectives. He became an integral part of their community, a bridge between two cultures, and a catalyst for change. But it wasn't just his trade that flourished. His interactions with the locals, his understanding of their ways, and the respect he earned were building a foundation for something larger. His growing influence, however, was about to take an unexpected turn. From a respected merchant to an influential leader, our protagonist's journey was anything but ordinary. This Indian merchant, who had arrived in Cambodia with hopes of expanding his trade, found himself in an unexpected role of leadership. As he settled into his new home, his astute business acumen and charismatic personality quickly won him the respect and admiration of the local populace. This admiration soon turned into loyalty, and before he knew it, he was the de facto leader of his adopted community. His rise to power wasn't without its challenges, though. As a foreigner, he had to tread carefully, navigating the complex political landscape of the region with diplomacy and tact. He made strategic alliances with local chieftains, leveraging his wealth and influence to secure his position. He also faced conflicts, both internal and external, but with shrewd political maneuvering, he managed to quell any opposition that threatened his rule. But his leadership wasn't solely about maintaining power. He saw an opportunity to introduce elements of his own culture to this new land. He began by integrating Indian political structures, creating a more centralized system of governance that was more efficient and reduced conflicts. He also introduced Indian religious practices, sharing the philosophies of Hinduism and Buddhism with the locals. These religions were not imposed but shared, and they resonated with the Cambodian people, leading to their widespread acceptance and integration into local customs and traditions. In this way, our merchant leader managed to blend the cultures of his homeland and his adopted country, fostering a unique Cambodian identity that was a fusion of the old and the new, the local and the foreign. This period in Cambodian history is often referred to as the Indianization of Cambodia, a time when Indian culture, politics, and religion were introduced and became entrenched in Cambodian society. But it was more than just a cultural exchange. It was a period of growth, development, and transformation, all led by an Indian merchant who became a king. His rise to power marked the beginning of a new era in Cambodian history, As Cambodia's first king, our protagonist left an indelible mark on the country. His legacy was not just a fleeting reign but a transformative era that laid the foundation for Cambodia's future. He was more than a king. He was a visionary who saw the potential in a land far from his own and seized the opportunity to mold it into a thriving kingdom. This merchant-turned-king was instrumental in facilitating a cultural metamorphosis. With his Indian roots, he brought with him a wealth of knowledge, traditions, and beliefs. This was the beginning of Indianization in Cambodia, a process that would leave a profound impact on the country's cultural, religious, and political landscapes. Under his rule, Indian influences permeated every facet of Cambodian life. The royal court adopted Sanskrit as the language of the elite, while Hinduism and Buddhism became the dominant religions. Architectural styles, literature, and art forms infused with Indian aesthetics began to flourish. This fusion of cultures didn't just create a new Cambodian identity, it set a precedent for the kingdoms that followed. Successive Cambodian kings continued the path set by the first king, further strengthening the ties between India and Cambodia. They built magnificent temples like the world-renowned Angkor Wat, a testament to the enduring influence of Indian culture. Over time, these Indianized kingdoms evolved into the modern state of Cambodia we know today. The legacy of our protagonist, the first king of Cambodia, is not just in the royal lineage he established, but in the rich tapestry of culture he wove. He was a catalyst for change, a bridge between two cultures, and a testament to the power of cultural exchange. His story serves as a reminder of how a single individual's journey can shape the destiny of an entire nation. It gives us insight into the power of cultural interaction and the lasting impact it can have on society. Thus concludes the tale of an Indian merchant who shaped the destiny of a nation,